everyone, Caren Glasser here, and welcome to the Super Boomer Lifestyle Show, brought to you by the superboomerlifestyle.com. It's your one-stop shop for brands that we know you will love. Today, we are welcoming executive producer, among many titles, Tess Cacciatore, to the show, and today's topic is transforming lives through the power of storytelling. We have a great show for you today, so if you're here live, we're thrilled. Make sure that you let us know that you're live down in the comments, and we will, greet you. And if you have a comment, we'll put you up on the screen. If you're here on replay, just as amazing. Make sure you tell us that you're here on replay so that we can come back and communicate with you. And finally, we would love for you to share the show. So go ahead. You know you want to click that button that says share it out, and bring all of your friends and networks into the show. This show, as I said, is brought to you by the Super Boomer Lifestyle. We have some amazing Super Boomer Lifestyle products. And today, the product of the week is the Super Boomer Slouchy Tee. I'm actually wearing mine today, and I'll show you in a second. But this is a really cool tee because we have put all the different things that Super Boomers are. In this case, Fearless. I'm wearing my Fearless t-shirt as well, and it's hashtag Superboomer. So I really hope that you'll go give it a look-see at the superboomerlifestyle.com. And I told you that I would stand up and show you my Superboomer Fearless t-shirt because I'm wearing it today. I'm feeling very fearless today. So let's just move on as I go to introduce our guest today. As I said, she's amazing. She is the founder of the Global Women's Empowerment Network. She is the CEO, executive producer of Gwen Global, and she is also the CEO of a management production company, Royal One. In addition to that, and I'm going to take a deep breath because the list is long, she is a best-selling author, award-winning producer, filmmaker. She's a keynote speaker, social entrepreneur who has dedicated her life to advocating for transforming lives through the power of storytelling. So without further ado, I bring Tess into the show. Hello, Tess. How are you?
Hello. How are you? I love that shirt, by the way. I want to get one.
Oh, I hope you do. We've got feisty, fearless, and trouble. Those are right now the three words. So you're going to have to pick which one fits you or get one of each, whatever.
I like them all, but I think I'll be with you and do the fearless one.
There you go. There you go. So as I said, you among many things, you're an executive producer, but you have a whole long list of things that you're doing. And I was reintroduced to you through one of my other guests that was just on the show a couple of weeks ago. So I thank Tara. I'm going to give her a shout out for getting you back on here so that you can be on the show. We always like to start the show with, how would you describe a super boomer? And so first, before I throw it out to the audience and I throw it out to you, I always like to share it with my audience what I say a super boomer is and what it's not. So super boomers are not defined by their age. They are defined by how they show up in life. And so I say to you, Tess, how would you describe a super boomer?
Well, a super boomer to me is someone who is fearless. So let's use the word from your slouchy tee that you have on. And I believe also that a super boomer is ready to step in and take new challenges, never giving up on dreams and purpose and passion, and being able to reinvent and recreate themselves all the way through life.
I love that. It's such a great answer. And you know that I agree with you. Clearly, I'm wearing the shirt. And we were talking about this before the show, is that, we get fearless as we get old. We're getting fearless, and we are not afraid to do anything. And as a matter of fact, they're kind of like fighting words. If somebody says you can't do that, yeah, right.
Watch out.
Yeah. Watch me, because I am not going to allow that. We've got a couple people here. Mary Jo says, hi, Caren. Well, hello to Mary Jo. We've got
hello, Mary Jo.
And we've got Joey on. She says, hi, sisters. Joey, thanks for joining us today. Very, very appreciative. So today's title of the show and the topic is transforming lives through the power of storytelling. That is your mission. That is it's everything about what you do. So I want to just go ahead and ask you, the first question is, why? Why do you think that storytelling is so powerful?
Well, if we think back to when we were children and we cuddled into bed and our parents read us a storybook, a children's book, or we went to kindergarten and we sat around for story time, or we got older and we went around campfires and shared stories. And we think back about all the history of people around campfires around the world. The stories really hold our culture, and they hold our memories, and they help us to advance and to keep going, and also be able to heal. So that's a lot of what our Transforming Lives with the Power of Storytelling through Gwen means. Is our whole social media hashtag is Reveal to Heal. So how can we take our stories and things that have happened to us, because everyone has a story to share.
Right.
Everyone has experienced some kind of atrocity or, whatever. Everyone has a different level of what that means to them. And we believe that when you get to the place that you feel safe, that you can share that story, we get to crack open and transform, and therefore begin the healing process.
So how does the transformation actually work? I mean, does somebody sit there and under hypnosis, they go and tell their story and somehow they're transformed? I have a feeling that's not how it works. How does it actually work? If you have a story that you're going to share and it's going to transform, what is the work that somebody has to do in order to have that transform their lives?
So that can mean a variety of things for other people if they're working within their own groups. But through Gwen, what we want to do is encourage everyone to join our network and join our community and our family, because we just finished our first Gwen Summit in Phoenix, Arizona a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And it was really very intense workshops that were led by Filippo Voltaggio from the Life Changes Show. And we take the women and men, because we do both, everybody. We do everybody. Everybody needs to reveal to heal, obviously. We do Gwen with the men is one of my big taglines. But we take them through a very beautiful, safe environment to be able to reveal their story, and then we have the ability to turn it into books. So Wanda Webster, who's going to be a guest, I believe, on your show in January, I could do a shout out to her, and to Tara, as you said, because Wanda's going to be working with our Gwen Books division. So we have several different compilation books. So if anybody out there that has a story, please get in touch with us and be able to be part of our compilation series.
That's awesome. And we'll make sure that we let our viewers know how to get in touch with you later on in the show. Joey says, I'm a huge fan of storytelling and emotionally connecting with community. I think that this topic strikes very close to home, especially for us as women and collaborative women that are out there to make a difference in the world. So you've talked about Gwen, Global Women's Empowerment Network. That's what it stands for. So when did you start this? How did this all start?
So Gwen began in 2012, and the whole brand is broken down into two bubbles, if you can imagine. So we have the Gwen Cares, which is the 501c3, which is registered as Global Women's Empowerment Network. Mm-hmm. And then we have Gwen Global, which is an LLC and soon to be a B Corp. And that holds all of our content with the Gwen Studios, which is our feature films, our documentaries, our TV series. It has Gwen Books. It has Gwen Music. Because if you think about it, you can't really go through your life in any given day without hearing a story, whether it's a song on the radio or a streaming TV show or the news. Everything has a story behind it, and every musician that wrote that song has a story. So we just want to be able to share stories so we know that we're not alone.
I totally understand that. And when we go to visit your website and you talk about the Global Women's Empowerment Network and Gwen, you have what I'm calling the 4 E's. You first talk about empowerment, discover your true self. So let's dig a little bit on that. What does that mean?
So empowerment is such a big word, and it can mean a variety of things to many people. But for me, it's really about understanding that we have the power within, we have the healing within, we have the ability to transform our own lives. And therefore, as we are more and more healed, we get to walk through life with much more grace and being fearless and being empowered. So that would be kind of the encapsulated version of the empowerment of the Gwen E. So we take our E and break it down into 4 different versions.
Yeah, and I love that. And I mean, empowerment is probably the one that I resonate so much with because I do feel empowered. I want you to know that Wanda is here today. She just literally popped up and said, I am here today. Wanda, we're delighted that you're here today. Can't wait to have you on the show. And I hope you
hear the shout out for you.
I love that. And the second E is education, enlighten through sharing. So what does that mean?
So education is a huge component of the background of what I've done over the years. 1993, I started World Trust Foundation, which was doing workshops with young people. I believe the younger that we can get within our society and really teach our children that they are empowered to have their voices heard, that we can create these curriculums and education, which we are doing and we have done, and we're going to be opening up a virtual classroom and a whole online television network to be able to have people come and take part of our courses and watch our TV shows and be very interactive. It has to be interactive and collaborative. So education is a huge cornerstone for us, and we also work a lot globally. And so I do a lot of work in Africa, as a lot of people know, and we are doing work within building schools and helping to create the safe environment for education for young kids, but specifically young girls in developing countries.
You're clearly very busy. I'm actually thinking, as I'm listening to you talk, I'm very honored that you found the time to come on the show today, number one.
Oh my gosh, it's my honor. Thank you.
And to share this, because you are doing really great stuff in the world. And I think it's important for me as a host to be able to get your message out as well for you. This is so empowering, to use one of your words. Entrepreneurism, courageously lead social evolution. Wow. Okay. How does that manifest?
So I do want to insert in here that I'm a big proponent of collaboration rather than competition. I've been working in this arena in the nonprofit sector since 1993, as I mentioned, and I saw very early on that nonprofits don't necessarily like to work together. And that can be translated into all industries. Sometimes women have a problem and sometimes men have a problem. It goes across the board.
Yes, it does.
So I want to insert that really how we do all of our work and how I get to do a lot of my work is to be able to collaborate and shine a spotlight on people that are doing it and jump in. I'm very boots on the ground. I'm very involved with anything that I get involved with. And so the entrepreneurship is really important. How do we mentor our younger women? How do we let the younger women mentor us? How do we involve men in our businesses and really work hand in hand? And the entrepreneurship also is working in our developing countries. Again, in Africa, we are working to be able to create buying chickens and growing farms and creating a sustainable revenue stream for women in the villages in Kenya and Ghana and Nigeria and Uganda. And these are all done with partnerships, because I can't do it alone. I'm just me.
Of course, you're just you, and I get that. And I want to just go back to your word collaboration, because I think that is key to anything that is worth doing. And I agree with you. Collaboration is where it's at, because when you shine a spotlight on others, the spotlight just bounces right back on you. And so I love the word collaboration. It's one of my favorite words, and probably is going to be my super boomer moment for the day when we get down to that. The last key is entertainment. And I know that you're involved right now in a show with Tara, and that you have a talk show element, which we were talking about. Tell a little bit about this entertainment creatively addressing social issues.
So there's so many things, and yes, I love My Sweet Life. We're fastly and quickly creating the content and getting it out there. But I'll give you also another example that's very time sensitive and relevant for today. We have a feature film that we did quite a few years ago called Road to Redemption. It stars Akon and Viva Bianca and Monique Green and Margaret Avery and Brenda Strong, and an excellent, beautiful cast. And it's the story of a doctor, an American young doctor, who goes to Nigeria to a village, and she realizes that the young girls are being thrown out of the village because when they're forced into early pregnancy and early child marriage at the ages of 9, 10, 11, and they create a medical condition called fistula, which is a very, very easily correctable surgery. Can you imagine $60 to $100 we can get these women saved or these young girls saved? Which this film is going to be screened this Saturday at the Warner Brothers lot through Hollywood Weekly, and Easy Way TV is there for the media. And we are not only screening this, but also announcing our social impact give back, which is really to be able to receive donations to help these surgeries to be had. And then we'll be making a documentary out of that.
That's amazing. How can our viewers, or can our viewers access this or see this, or is this something that is still for the industry, not for our viewers?
So I think that the screening at Warner Brothers lot is for industry people. However, I will keep in touch with anybody through your page and through our network to be able to say where it's going to be going next. So
that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. And then we'll be able to take donations as well for these surgeries, because a $60
It's crazy when you think about
save a life. I mean, that's what, like 4 Starbucks?
Yeah, I know. It's that maybe only, maybe 4 Starbucks. And so we will definitely keep in touch. We'll make sure that we share that out so that people know how they can get engaged and involved with you. I want to touch upon your book. You have a book called Homeless to the White House. First of all, the title itself is fascinating to me, but I know it's about your personal journey of never giving up on a dream, even through the face of adversity. So was that your impetus to actually write the book? And how has it made a difference right now with people that are reading this?
So I hope more people read it. It's on Amazon Books, and the audiobook is coming out by the end of the year. So I'm really excited about that. To answer your question, the journey has been a lifelong of me going through my journey. Everyone has a journey. And yes. I started journaling as I was traveling through Africa, and how I was, just going all over the place and having these beautiful experiences and not so beautiful experiences, which strengthened me to who I am today. And I didn't really set out to write the book, but then it turned out to be the book. And then it changed names throughout the years. And throughout that process, why I became Homeless to the White House is because in the shortened version, I got really committed to a man who was running for president of the Democratic Republic of Congo. And I followed him throughout Africa, and I went to Congo by myself. So the book opens up with me with a gun pointed at me. And I went back. I survived, obviously, through there, and went back, and he took 6 months of my work and didn't pay me. So I had no way to sustain myself. So I became homeless for 17 months. But it also dives into me realizing my value and self-love and self-reliance, because in this book, I really unveil domestic violence that happened in my life, and the things that I witnessed around the world, and the things that I experienced that while it was going on, I had no idea. So for those of us that are going through trials at any given time in our life, I just want to say that it is for a reason. It's my belief, and that it really is a way that we can begin to heal. So my story was the impetus for Reveal to Heal, and therefore the workshops, and therefore the collaboration book series and all the kind of things. So I had to have the courage to share my story so other people could perhaps share theirs too.
You were vulnerable. And I know that when you become vulnerable, it is a game changer. I personally experienced that. I want you to know we're going to put the book in the store. So for the viewers that are watching the show right now and they're going, how do I get the book? Go check out the Super Boomer Lifestyle Store. I'm just putting the link up here. If you go there, we will make sure the book is in there within the next couple of days. I hope that you go check it out. And then when you reach out to Tess, tell her that you heard about it on the show. So the next question is, what keeps you moving? What is your why? Why are you continuing to do this? I know that you have a passion and a purpose of being in the world. What keeps you going on this? Because you are living big. You are truly living big. What keeps you going?
Well, I can take it back to being a small girl in Des Moines, Iowa, of all places. I'm so proud and happy to have been raised by a great family in the Midwest, and I take those values with me. And you mentioned the 2 key words of everything. It's passion and purpose to me. I believe that this is the reason why I'm alive and on the earth. I take every second and take in deep breath of gratitude and being able to really make a change. I hope that, it changes one life, but we started talking the other day about what about if it could change thousands, and what about if it could change millions? And through the vision that we have, and I have a great team out of Iowa. In fact, Jeff Huggins and Catherine Huggins and Pat Fultz and Jim Fultz and all these beautiful people that I've known for a long time, as well as teams that are building around the country. I mentioned Wanda for the book side, and around the world collaborations. We together have a vision to be able to change millions of lives, and that's what wakes me up and gets me excited, and that's what gets me up at 4 o'clock in the morning and not be able to go back to sleep.
Hey,
it's my juice.
Call me, because I'm up at that time as well.
Oh, I bet, right? So totally. I will be calling you.
There's no doubt that you're going to accomplish your mission. I mean, you do have that passion. You have that persistence of anything, you are in it to win it, and you have circled and surrounded yourself with people of the same desires, right? If you're just tuning in right now, we're talking to Tess Cacciatore, and we're talking about transforming lives through the power of storytelling. If you want to get in touch with Tess and follow her on Instagram, which I'm just going to say you want to go over to Instagram, and it's at Tess_Cacciatore. Make sure you go and follow her over there. You can also check out her Facebook. Just type in Gwen Global Org and you will find her Facebook page. You can also follow Tess on Twitter at Tess Cacciatore. And finally, you can go check out her website at www.gwen.global. And you can find out all about the E's that we talked about, all the 4 E's, and you can talk about all the other things that are going on in the Gwen world and in Tess's world as well. I have to tell you, first of all, I want to thank you for being on the show, because I love connecting with women who think about things that are much bigger than they are. And clearly what you're doing is much bigger than you as an individual. You are the driving force along with other amazing people, but you are the driving force. So number one, I want to congratulate you. I want to congratulate you on the work that you're doing, the good work you're doing. And I'm hoping that our viewers, whether they're on live or on replay, that they will make a point of searching you out and finding out how they can support the mission of what you're doing to help people out there, be it whether it's financially or maybe, other ways that they can help out. So I want to encourage them to do that. Are there any last minute thoughts that you would want to talk about? I know that you had said earlier, before we got on, you said, I think I'm going to talk about this, and you picked something up, and of course I'm getting old and I can't remember what it was, and you said, I might just bring this up. Do you remember what it was, Tess?
I do remember, and I do want to add just really quickly, because I'm a punster thinker. So when you were describing the E's, meaning capital E apostrophe S in the 4 E's,
right,
I was hearing ease, which is a very important word that I just want to bring up, because when you follow your passion, everything becomes in ease and grace, and you're on the right path. So I just wanted to put that out there as a strong feeling that I have.
I just put it up on the screen, ease and grace.
Yeah, ease and grace. Yep. And so the 2 things that I want to bring up that are very important is that we do the Gwen Lights Up program. We did it like Gwen Lights Up Skid Row, Phoenix, and New York so far. There's solar powered lanterns. You can go on our website and donate $10 and bring the gift of light. So we're continuing this program. So some people might remember donating it to last year, and it's so important. And then the last thing I want to do is tell everybody we must go to the App Store and please download the Gwen Alert. It's a free downloadable safety app that everyone really needs to have on their phone. It's Gwen Alert, and you load up your 5 Gwen friends, which are your family and friends that you trust.
Oh my gosh, I love
have
it.
Safety in the palm of your hand. So right now I'm in Los Angeles. The fires are here. We see tornadoes. We see hurricanes. We see campus safety. We have live events of people with mass shootings. We have domestic violence, traveling alone. The list of why is so endless. I could take up a whole half hour. But what's really cool about it, if I push that green button, my Gwen 5 would know exactly where I was. And in an instant, the GPS would go to them, and they would say, Tess is in trouble. She needs your help. And you get to get their help. You can also video surveillance. This record button is very important to have, because it goes to our personal cloud, not on your phone. And if your phone gets destroyed or taken away, then we're saved. The footage is saved in our cloud. And then 911 connection. But the Gwen Alert, please download it. It's free. Tell your family and friends. Be connected with safety, especially with the holidays coming up. You can be shopping in a mall, and it's dark at night. And when you click that green button, the video surveillance goes on as well.
So Tess, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure to put a link into the comments so that people can just go click on it and download it. Is it for Android and iPhone, or just?
Absolutely. Go to Google Play or the Apple Store, and there you go, Gwen Alert, and it's easy peasy.
I love that. Please, guys, go out and do that. This is something that we all need to do. I will do that right after the show. Wanda just put a message up here. Tess has a huge vision and is one of the hardest workers I have ever met.
Aw, thank you.
I know and I would have to agree. Joey says, thank you so much for sharing your authentic story. And yes, we all have been on the other side of life lessons and have taught us that we are fearless. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being on the show. You're clearly busy, and I want to thank you for taking time to be on the show and to share your message and your vision with all of our viewers. I'm going to drop you into the green room while I have my super boomer moment. This is the time that I share with the viewers the topic or the concept that really struck with me and stuck with me during the interview. Again, thank you very much, and then don't go away because I'm going to bring you up after the show. All right.
I'm not going anywhere, and thank you so much, Caren. And you mentioned a couple times that I'm busy. Yes, I am, but no busier than anybody else. We're all just doing our best in the world, and I appreciate being on your show.
Oh, well, thank you again. So, guys, this is the time where I talk about my super boomer moment. This is where something, and there were a lot of something, so it's kind of hard for me to come up with something that really struck a chord, but I am going to stick with the word collaboration. Collaboration is so very important. When we are a lone wolf, as my friend Joey Garrity likes to say, when we're lone wolves, it's a miserable place to be. I mean, we really need to reach out and collaborate with other people. There should be no fear in that. There should be no worries that when you collaborate, somehow you become less than. And I really love the idea of collaboration and shining that spotlight on other people, because when you do that, you are actually shining the spotlight on you and all of your good works. So I want to thank you all for being here on the show. Again, we'd love for you to follow us on social media as well. You can check us out on Instagram at The Super Boomer Lifestyle. You can check us out on Twitter at Super Boomer Life. We could not use the same name because it was too long, and Twitter has this weird thing that you only can have a certain amount of characters. And finally, on Facebook, you can check us out at The Super Boomer Lifestyle. We know that you have a choice as to where you spend your time, and I am eternally grateful that you decided to spend it with Tess and I today. So I want you to go out, give somebody an awesome, awesome day, and we'll see you next week on the next episode of the Super Boomer Lifestyle Show. Goodbye, everyone.